The similar lane concept that they were doing, right? Don't pick a melee carry into Slardar. Get that distance so you can use beat on them. So, cool.
Yeah, I mean, sort of, how do you sort of rate Silencer at the moment here? I mean, you talk about the interaction with being able to play aggressively with the bat, but other sort of factors like what makes this hero work at the moment in a core role?
Just if you have space creators, like people to create the distance away from you, which they do, and if you have a like amazing initiator like the bat, it can enable it pretty well. Not something I see very often, like actually like never a safe lane silencer, but I can see the merits for it. The hero hits extremely hard if you do start getting any type of kills. It really does get pretty explosive. But you're at the risk of getting ran down always. That's always the risk of picking the silencers. You're into a Weaver and a Slardar. These are some fast heroes that get on top of you. Mobility is their weakest form as silencer.
Yeah, also against you know, the good old Snapfire, right? You know, Aramis down the line, he's going to be looking for an Aghanims. Another way to get those heroes easily on top of the silencer, on top of the Arc Warden.
Yeah, and also I like this lane infinitely better on the side of Viking. The Mirana plus Slardar, it's not bad, but I think this just changes the entirety of it because now Slardar has a gap closer built into the lane. So now this silencer, you know, Arc Warden was protected before, but a cookie might be able to get him to just close that gap on that slow silencer.
And what about sort of the other heroes we have here from Viking? I mean, this time round, Boom coming in on the mid lane with this Shadow Fiend. Does this look like a game where Boom's going to be able to have an easier time to have an impact as maybe he did, you know, in that last game, falling a little bit behind on the Invoker?
It definitely does feel like it, because I think one of the things that Shadow Fiend doesn't like playing versus much is these heroes that get on top of him. There's not like so many of them. There's the Tusk in the tree and the Bat. These are like the slightly annoying ones, but it's not like this overwhelming of just constantly getting on him, like a Clockwork and stuff like that. And I've seen him play it before. He's quite strong on it, and they really like it when they have this full minus armor strat, which they have in this game, right? Not only do they have the Snapfire, the little Shredder, -6 armor, Slara Corrosive Haze, Bugs, Presence of the Dark Lord. There's a lot of things that can kick in, and OG's draft is fairly squishy, so that could be something that really rips them apart.
Yeah, we'll see sort of how potent it ends up being. Because, I mean, again, they do have No Tail once more on the Treant. And saw last time how much the Living Armor really did help offset that. But you're right, this time Viking taking it to another level, the minus armor. So we'll see if the Living Armor is going to be enough to save people this time.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, the reason they really picked the tree is because he just volley walks the Slardar in the laning phase, too. It's the double kind of benefit of the hero pick. We're expecting Toby to have a pretty rough time down bottom as well. We're still going to watch to see what Aramis can do to change that up. Mid, I feel like Boom should be pretty okay in this matchup. Should just farm pretty fine. I think Topson also should just farm fine here too, though. Maybe get a little bit behind the Shadow Fiend, just slightly, but...
Yeah, we'll see Boom getting those mangoes out and just continue to shove the wave back. Affecting it, just have to rely on the raises. You know, Topson might start getting aggressive on Boom if he's able to catch Boom away from the wave. Yeah, especially when he starts to go sort of between the lane and between the camp. Be careful for wards around the lane. And then Topson, Shed obviously playing the Weaver. I mean, how do you sort of see Weaver as a carry in this patch and at this moment in Dota? Is this a hero that can really... Well, what does it offer in the position 1?
I think he can be fine, yeah. He's super elusive, and when you're playing versus limited lockdown, he can just mess with stuff a lot, and he is playing versus some limited lockdown, so I think he could have a pretty good time. However, also Silencer is very good versus him, because Arcane Curse in the mid game is horrible. You can't really use Shikuchi to move around inside of the fights. Yeah,
that's very true, and then most of the time on a Weaver, right, you don't really get Manta or BKB early. It's all these other items if you're just going straight for the damage, or the Dragon Lance, Hurricane Pike. So yeah, definitely something Shad's going to have to be careful of, and if he does sort of go down the defensive route, maybe more likely to be the Lincolns against that lasso lockdown. We'll see what sort of build he goes for, and in this game as well I imagine this time, because they don't have a Spectre, Viking, they have to kind of play it a little faster. Are you really going to be happy going late in this game if you're Vikings lineup?
I would prefer they play fast. I think they still can because of how overwhelming the minus armor really is.
Yeah.
But I would like them to just play at this fast pace because they have such good control. If they get like 1 or 2 towers, they kill Rosh at such a fast pace. Like, no way that OG can contest if they get set up for that Rosh. It's going to die in a matter of seconds. But yeah, Weaver overall, I feel like this hero is a very, just a specific versus what you're against, you pick this hero. Unless you're just you love Weaver. I know like some people like Mason, you know, just loves Weavers. I'll play in a lot of games, but versus Bat, and he has a lot of benefits from his teammates. Shad, there is a sentry up there. Shad actually might be getting caught top. I think he's dead.
With this flame break, they've got him. Good control here between Seb and Saxa. We saw Saxa just absolutely totally on it last game as the Tuscan here in round 2. He's ready to give it another bit of a showing. Bottom lane, mid one does get the kill on Toby. Just live for it, but mid one getting that plus in before he goes down. He's more than happy to take that trade.
Yep. Huge that they get this kill top, like you said. This is a Weaver pick to address the lane in particular, but because they have this sentry down, Celery actually did not put one down for himself to kind of deward it. It catches him off guard. And now we see Toxa, because of this moment of opportunity, he's able to check the top rune for his Arc Warden. He's also gonna come contest him. And it'll spawn bottom, boom, gets lucky.
Between the two of them. Continues to remain pretty even mid. The only one really falling behind right now is down on this bottom lane, but these sort of kills will certainly help out. Getting on top of mid one.
We can't even
this combo.
That's huge.
Oh, we're still on cooldown, isn't it? Yeah, of course,
he's got 40 seconds. That's, I mean, that lane is no.
Yeah, they needed that. I mean, Toby was not getting a lot of CS down at 8 and 3. He was really struggling, but that will absolutely open up if the lane back up to him probably taking over in
lane
CS.
salvage, for sure. And that's what we're talking about, is this, you know, the cookie. That's the X factor. There's the thing that changes the lane. Sure, it's a range hero, but you've got this gap closing mechanic built in the lane, built in from the hero. Catches him off guard. Hotel's gonna be happy because all this juicy experience, but
yeah, there's some rough times for mid one. I mean, already you see sort of the difference. Notail, he's a full level ahead of mid one, level 4.5 compared to the 3.5 of mid one because of this time out of the lane. And with that death, the fact that Notail is down there, he can't move away to get the bounties. So, boom, he's going to have free reign of the bounties here. He's able to pick up the two of them for himself. Yeah,
and Saxa gets the one room top, but Celery sends that little wild wing to kill the secondary one. Saxa making a move bottom. He wants to help mid one.
Yeah, it's got to help. Anytime they sort of start getting aggressive here, Toby and Aramis, they've got to have backup to protect mid one, make sure he doesn't go down again. And yeah, Saxa coming in does manage to do exactly that.
I actually just want to see Saxa maybe not play so much in that top lane now. Play more on the bottom and mid side, because he can set up kills. Even on mid, Tempest double plus a tag team, easy kill onto that Shadow Fiend. And he can always turn those kills around bottom.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Meanwhile,
attack.
top, I think they've already done their job top, right? Like, the Batrider's already gotten more than we expected him to, and he got a kill, so everything's all good for Seb up there.
It's gonna sting. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just Shad trying to make a move each time that the bugs are available, but even with them, Seb with the early sort of 2 nulls and boots and windlace, he's very sort of tanky in half of these two to kill. And when it comes to rotations, Piking's probably not going to really move their heroes around too much. It's just having his most potency paired down on this bottom lane.
Here's this move toward mid. Boom. He's stepping up to Topson, but Sox is here.
So, nine under the tower. Managed to get the cookie in onto Topson. Boom. Spinning the raise is off the mark a little bit, as he does not connect onto Topson at all. Lose the turn, and the Topson's able to walk away.
Did both of those whiff? Both
I think he missed. I did. They looked a little ambitious. They were sort of off to the side. They didn't hit Topson for sure. Yeah. There was definitely 2 raises that did not connect.
Aramis, he's going aggressive on Topson here. Oh, Topson.
He's got the backup. Oh, unless he needs one more hit, he's not going to find it.
The range.
I mean, Topson will tell you that he knew that. He trusted in Saxa. He was like, I don't care hanging around in lane. You can go on me, but Saxa's going to have me covered.
I mean, the 20 HP, the raindrop, and I think even the armor from the tower may have saved him, right? Like, because he was under it. Just little things kicking in there. They even put, okay, they accidentally put a ward down as well during that exchange, right in the middle of the tower, but all's good. Topson survives. And Saxa continuing to be active.
Radiant.
See that bottom? Kind of going on to Noto, but Noto's got the stick
He's
guy,
a lot.
living armor. They're turning onto Toby. They'll be able to get the kill onto him. Aramis is trying to finish it off, but he's got to run away from mid one. Damage between the two of them too much. Aramis trying to juke him. The raindrop. He felt that he could get the kill on Noto, but he couldn't. Indeed, that raindrop saves him at the same time. Topson, he was able to get in the jungle and find Boom.
Wow.
Crazy stuff happening around here. We're going to see that replay actually early. We'll see Boom again. I think it was 2 raises off the mark. First raise comes in onto Saxa, but then a bit of a panic as he just turns. And those 2 raises that would have killed Topson.
I think it would have. Yeah, I think
he would have absolutely killed Topson if he connected. I guess he did have the raindrop, but Maybe not with the range up, but I mean, it would have been better than missing them.
Yeah, he got turned somehow when he was trying to go for them. And we're seeing this build from Notel again. He's level 6, by the way, on this tree, because he got all that solo XP bottom for a while. I love this 3-point and leech seed, actually. It's so good for them to turn, because it's all about, like, Slardar is all about, like, you do this big ramp up of damage, but because he has these 3 points and leech seed, it's getting them a lot of extra kills down here. Now mid one's got a Midas.
He has Midas on line and very good timing here. And with that in mind, you know, unless they can start making some moves onto Topson, he's going to get a lot further ahead than Boom's ever going to be able to get. His mid lane set. Jump in, got the lasso, look at the quick kill onto Celery. Aramis does come in with a cookie onto all of them, but it's not enough to save Celery. Now Aramis himself in trouble as Topson the step will try and run him down. Boom's coming across to force them away, comes in with the first raise. Onto Topson, but cannot close the gap. The double will fall, but again, Topson, this mid-arc Warden, 4-0 and 1. Topson having a beautiful start to this, thanks to these movements that his team's making, coming in and helping him get so many kills in this laning stage. Yeah,
double Midas as well paying off, right? It's 11-4, they have a 1k lead, and they're both going for Midas for the greed because they've come out ahead in the lanes. And, you know, Arc Warden always gets the Midas, but really solid start here from OG. And again, like this game plan from this is really working, right? Like they knew Viking's just gonna open with the Slardar, and now both times around, this ranged carry in the safe lane, it's just dominating this Slardar so hard in the laning phase. Like Toby last game, he was able to come back a little bit because he got some kills on an Arc Warden, but this one, it's feeling pretty tough for him. He's very shut down, even though he does have this, you know, Snapfire cookie that we were talking about a bit. See the wards from OG. All focused around the mid area, all focused around watching where Boom makes movements. These two warriors being able to watch wherever the Shadow Fiend is jungling or doing anything.
Is under attack.
Yeah, for Viking, but where is the easiest opportunity to make a move? Who are you trying to play around?
Oh, Boom actually has to full drop a defensive Requiem to push Topson away.
I mean, Topson has just been so insistent with the way that he's just, you know, going beyond this tier 1 tower and starting to poke his head into the jungle. He's just not leaving Boom any sort of space to back away. You know, Boom said, all right, you know, let me have some peace, I'll leave the lane. But he's just on top of him, and bottom lane, Silence comes out, they're able to turn onto Toby again. More in for mid one, building up in this lane. Mid lane, Saxa. They're able to walk off, living armor's there. They don't have enough control between Boom and Celery to do anything about this.
Set top, Shad's actually getting a decent amount of damage on him, Shad. Let's be careful. Has to jump away. If he hits him once more, he gets lassoed and dies there.
Bottom, Hotel. On to Aramis, but mid one being a little cautious as Toby comes in with the TP. Notel actually doing so much damage alone to Aramis, nearly bringing him down. Toby will be able to stop Notel. Down with the crush, but back up here for Notel. Saxa's over with the snowball. They are going to start firing off the Mortimer's kisses. Doing good damage with that crush. They're kind of turning around. They'll be able to get the 2 kills in response. They won't quite be able to get a hit on mid one, so not to slow him down and set up the Vikings to chase for more. But Viking bringing Boom in, and you know, Boom finally able to get involved in some positive action there, getting around for those 2 kills.
Is under attack.
Toby gets sacrificed for the greater good there. For Aramis to get that good Mortimer kisses off there. Still though, I mean, they're not slowing down. Topson's almost level 12 from this Arc Warden. He's gonna have a Maelstrom finished up at any moment now. The 2 carries, I mean the 3 cores just aren't being slowed down at all on the side of OG. Getting some support kills, but yeah, these 3 are cruising. As top, they want to set up for Sad.
And try again with the snowball. There's the lasso follow-up. Have they got enough damage? No, not quite. Didn't quite have enough there. I mean, maybe it was actually just a little bit too early with the Walrus Punch. Yeah. Could have held on until the end of the lasso.
Yeah, they stacked them a little bit there. Hand of God, though, coming into play. For sure. Maybe they just didn't expect that one to come in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Other day, Diffusal. Getting very close now for the Weaver.
Okay. I mean, when he's got, if he gets that at a decent time, like he can still look to get involved, and Silencer is very vulnerable. But bottom.
Again, making another move, stripping it onto the Slardar. Toby's trying to run the globals out. Toby pops the stick charges. They do manage to keep him alive, and now he's able to turn over towards Notel. And with a big hole coming out, they're able to blow up mid one. Viking, solid turn out here on the bottom lane. As again, they're managing to find ways to enable Boom
Dire's
despite
middle
being
tower
slowed
is
down.
under
And you can
attack.
see on Boom's net worth, he is more than fine at this stage. He's been
Yeah.
sticking to the jungle, and even with the way that OG's tried to pressure him out of this area, they are allowing him to get towards what is going to be quite a good timing on his BKB.
Absolutely. There is two BKB piercing disables though. 3 of them in fact, and a global. So lots of different things they do have to deal with as bottom. They really want this tower. OG, they're doubling down, bringing 3-4 heroes.
Shab will be able to finish off the tower. See how many lives they lose because of this, as Aramis will be left. Saxa charged out, they've grabbed another. No-Tail closing the gap with the lead. You see the knockback from the plane break. The tower, but it does cost them the lives of both supports.
Just keep responding and getting these big kills in return every single time it feels. They're waiting on the high ground here too, Shad.
And Shad's coming
There's a
in for
sentry
this.
for him.
Flip with the time lapse as soon as he's aware that their setup is out of them. Careful, 300 away from having the defusal. Lasso, dragging him up onto the cliff. He's stuck, but the cookie save. Aramis able to get off the cliff. Keeps him safe still. He had to use the record to push him back. Is he going to cost him his life? He's still alive. Find the calls, but now the Mortimer isn't coming out. They're getting kills in response. They'll find No-Tail. Shad's trying to run down mid-one. Mid-one trying his best to juke away on the Weaver, but 7 mid-one, they're on top of Shad. Shad pots the stick, but he's too squishy. As Topson, he's just cleaning up. Only Aramis is left. He's doing his best to run, but the Spark Race are being laid down. The silence kicks in. Seb diving and tanking the tower as they'll claim another kill. And with that, the team one is OG clean up. Viking this time not able to push them back.
That area almost ends up being a pretty decent spot for Viking because it's so clustered with the Mortimer's kisses and everything, but we're seeing that farm really come into play. Topson, he just walks in from the high ground, and because of this massive Arc Warden and we have a sentry down, he's able to get so many cleanup kills. That was without
Dire's
global too.
bottom tower is
And they
under
get the
attack.
big initiation onto Toby again and again. Toby's just, his poor game just getting harder and harder. He's sub 4,000 net worth at the 15.5 minute mark home.
And this is certainly going to make things on the top lane. Shad, they're hunting him. No-Tail's got the setup with the Overgrowth sentry down straight away with the time lapse, but after it, they're ready, waiting with the global, so no further escape for Shad.
That's 22, right? 22 int now on mid one.
It's a lot.
It's
The
a lot
brain is
already.
getting bigger.
Radiant are scanning.
And we're seeing just, it's much easier for OG to make these aggressive moves here because they have easier forms of initiation. It's tough for Viking. They just don't have this great frontline initiating tool because of how shut down Toby was from the laning phase. And now, speaking of Toby,
Another jump. Topson's in with the Tempest to provide that extra bit of damage. Toby cannot escape it, as they are just destroying him now. And as you say, this was something that the panel said that it was very important for Toby to have a good game. He needs to be sort of the driving force for Viking, and OG showing that they're very much addressing that as they continue to just bully him out of the game, out of the lane every time that he comes back into it.
see what they can do top here though. They have the defusal.
So they've got the kisses coming out to mid-one, Dust out as well. Mid-one being surrounded, the silence does kick into Boom, but mid-one will fall. Able to use their resources to take down one, but on the side, the fight continues as Shad and Aramis find themselves the kill onto...
Maybe they get Seb.
They're going to get Seb as what they are.
Okay, big return kills there.
Yeah, Shad able to clean up nicely with the diffuser blade, as we're seeing, just allowing him to do a lot of damage at this point of the game. And when the fights do start to fall apart, Topson out with the PP, nothing from Shad, of course, to be able to cancel that. Get the double though. Topson actually in a position where he's able to kick out a lot of damage before it does finally fall.
That was nice. I like that little spot there he found for himself. But yeah, great wraparound from Viking. They set themselves up finally to get some type of return kills. But Toby, he's under a ward here. Toby. Oh no, Toby!
Careful. Oh, he's dead. He is very dead.
+2. How much int does this Slardar have? Ooh,
Oh no.
not a lot.
303 mana.
300 mana with a bracer and a wand. That's 4. He's lost, I think, at least almost like 8, I want to say. Like 8 to 10 int almost.
Yeah. Time to invest in mangoes, boys and girls, if you're they're going to be heavily invested in by Toby this game. Going to need all the bursts of mana as Topson again, just
under attack.
the map's it's not a nice place to play against this Arc Warden right now.
Arc Warden and Bat Rider with such early bots, they're just constant threats all over the map. Even bots on Silencer. It's the global pressure from OG that they're setting up this game.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Now mid one seeping over towards the mid. 7 stacks are on the lead. Boom's gonna get jump lasso dragged into the swing. As Boom taken out, and it's just the way that OG can make these moves right there. They've got these perfect heroes to just anytime anyone comes anywhere close to a tier 1 tower, shows in the lane, OG's lineup jumped, and it's gonna get the kill pretty much every time.
Yeah, and they'll always have at least 3 heroes because of those bots, right? They triple bots, be able to jump to the fights. Toby, does he have a blink? Yeah.
Boom.
Toby still doesn't even have a blink to get into the fight.
Fightback did spook them enough to back off, but it isn't going to be OG playing passive. They'll leave Roshan and try for a smoke wraparound. They know that Viking GG are going to be held over on this side, prepared to jump into the pit when they see OG going for it. OG wants to catch them beforehand.
On Topson. He
Dire
was already hitting hard.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
And we saw mid one get pretty farmed on the Arc Warden last year. Topson's seen it as a challenge to try and outdo it.
All the shards.
Zoom. Got BKB ready to pop it. Feels threatened. He's going to use No-Tail. Holds him back though through the BKB with the overgrowth. Global Silence comes out. Shad trying to commit onto No-Tail. The Weave will get the kill. And now with the Silence and the control, Shad's in trouble. Does still manage to get the time that's off in time, but he's going to fall so low. He's going to kick out to the curse. Then on top of him, Toby's managed to be able to finish the Silencer. And now Toby's alone as Topson and Saxa surround him. The Slardar will fall. Jump roll from Seb. He's got the lasso. He's managed to catch up Boom as Boom drags back over. Can Viking do anything to save him? They cannot. Boom's out of the game for 70. That will give them a solid amount of time to step into the pit themselves. OG without any warrior Viking being able to put any sort of fight together. Shad really needing that BKB. As we can see, he's just going to time that out and run away every single time. Still too squishy, too vulnerable as this carry Weaver.
They would have, I mean, the hand of God plus the mech saves everybody. Everyone would have died on the side of Viking if they didn't all get healed up there. OG's damage is just insane in those little spots there. Mid one does go down. Toby is able to hit fully onto him and get him there, but yeah, the rest of OG able to hold their ground.
Viking. I mean, yeah, until that BKB is there for the Weaver and for Boom, going for the queuing up at least the Satanic. Just knows they're still just so squishy. They just get jumped, they get popped. They've got to tank up. But obviously it's going to be very hard for him to get there. EK Network on the ESF again, another game where he has just been well and truly punished by OG. It's a long time until he's going to have his next item.
It's just so hard for him. Like, you even saw in that fight how he's walking into the fight, and people might be looking, they're like, why isn't he BKBing? Because he's playing versus like triple or more BKB disables through him. So he gets clapped by Roche. He's at half HP before the fight starts. As soon as his BKB's instantly rooted. So it's just a tough game for Boom really to get in to focus fire any targets because of that.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
As they will smoke. It is a Dragon Lance at least finished up on the Weaver. Plus his Mithril Hammer. Looking to try to catch OG off guard here. And I think it's Toby's Blink Dagger that's really causing them to... Yeah, Toby's Blink is the one that's causing them to lead this full charge here.
Big jump.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yes, they've also got to sort of hope that whoever they jump is not with backup. They do have a lot of counter plays and
global pressure.
They're just finding Boom. Anytime Boom is trying to push out alone, they're just always there. They just always know where he's going to be, and they're able to jump him. He just can't find anywhere to be safe. OG's always got his number.
Dire's top tower is under
I mean, Seb is just dominating this game so hard on this bat. A lane that you'd expect to be pretty hard with that Weaver, they do super well in it, and because of this, just bots blink so early on, and he's threatening so much of the map. It's so tough for Viking to play because of this.
He just rules the map right now.
Yeah.
It's all under Seb's domain.
Dire's top tower is
10,000
under
gold.
attack.
Now another form of initiation too. A blink dagger finished up for Sakta, so save as well as aggression that he can do with it. As they're going to move from tower to tower. Yeah, with this Aegis, they're unstoppable. Topson with an AKB and the Mjolnir now. Almost level 20 at the 23-minute mark. This is
Dire's top tower is under attack.
some insane farm. 11-0-5. Flawless performance from Topson.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
This is, definitely the thing that teams are going to have to bear in mind, right? This series just a showcase, the Arc Warden. You don't know where it's going to be, you don't know who's going to play it, and it doesn't really matter. Topson or Mid1, both of these players just show how proficient they are on this Arc Warden at a level that's, I said, after game one, it was like, damn, that was a pretty crazy performance from Mid1, and then Topson coming in 11-0-5, just doing the same thing again.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely came doing their homework today versus Viking, versus the Slaughter first pick. Both games back to back. All these heroes just getting poked from a distance from OG. Boom, down to half HP. The mech is forced back down to half HP.
Just a spam, sort of a curse out, a few hits from the Arc Warden. And the heroes of Viking have to be so cautious that they're trying to poke at Topson, but he's playing confident with that Aegis. He's just standing there on the high ground, punching into the racks, and Viking GG, they just can't seem to push him off. Finally popped the fortification. OG, they're not going anywhere. They're standing here on the high ground. Another curse out, again with the bubble shot. Does manage to get the double, but he's got very close to them. Time-lapse shoots get over the side. Sebby found the jump onto Aramis, bringing him back. Global silence is out. The BKB's there, but getting the overgrowth straight away after the BKB. Puts down the SF. Shad's got to get out of there. Aramis is going to fall. As they just cannot fight OG. They don't have the heroes or the items. OG are just too far ahead. Viking GG, they cannot tackle OG at all.
Celery's nearly dying from double too, as well as Aramis. Just these hits.
Shad's extra bit of control of the silence. He's going to chase down the Weaver with the snowball. And looking over to Toby as well. He's been done. Saxon's going to TP out underneath the tower. He's going to get away with it. Getting in that close, that aggressive, and also able to escape. They can't even kill a hero when he's under their tier 4 towers.
They can't kill anybody. And his boom just dying, and both of their net worth just continue to dwindle. 15,000 gold lead. OG is just
Topson
here, but Topson, he's so far forward.
They're able to get on top of it. Topson's dead. And now over to Notown. Notown's going to fall as well. All right. I mean, they're 2 heroes down, 70 seconds. They do not have buyback on these heroes. You look at the gold Topson, he's been spending up at 140 short. Just like that, Viking GG, they just lose a melee racks without being able to do anything. And then they just catch sort of Topson and Notal, kind of taking a bit of a snooze as they casually walked away from the base. Viking, they pounce on them and they kill him.
What was he? Was he looking for a kill? Because they had left there like 40 seconds ago or something.
I think he was just farming the creeps. He was chilling.
He was just relaxed. He got caught off guard. Now,
right.
I have to be careful for 30 seconds.
What Viking can do with this? Looking over towards Saxer in the trees. Dust comes out. Shad's been caught. BKB's there in time before the lasso. He's still locked in position. With the BKB up, there's no follow damage to kill off Shad. Bash there onto Taxa. They find the killer. Shad's still doing a chase for more. Mid-one's able to force up to the high ground. Curse out 2 of them. Shad,
nice
time-lapse is out. Toby down a little too deep. Can they save him? They cannot. Mid-one's got the damage to kill him off. Shad goes back in over towards Seb. Seb's too speedy though for Shad to stay on top of as he's away. Mid-one's been left behind though in the mid lane. But Dust is out. Put the global silence, but Mid-one, he cannot stand his ground against this damage as Viking GG. They kill the silencer. Notel's coming in with the TP set. Jump forward once again. Boom. With a BKB Redfin pushing Notel off the side. They've got the vision as well. Notel falls. That's going to be a dead Notel for 45. Topson's back in the game. Trying to kill. This time it's Viking getting out. Boom's able to TP out under the noses. Celery will be left behind. But Viking, I mean, they showed us how they can sort of punch back when they are down in game 1. And here in game 2, when it's looking even harder, they're still down 12k and down to melee racks. They're still able to find this fight that does not look bad at all for Viking.
Yeah, just relentlessly chasing past the tower, getting that Warden sentry down, able to chase because they know that heroes on OG just weren't back yet. And then OG, Notel blinks in and gives away his life too to stop, or to what? I think just root the BKBs and keep them there for a moment longer. Yeah, Viking getting themselves much needed kills.
They certainly need a whole lot more of this if they're to swing this one around.
Sure do. Shad, though, is in a little bit more of a comfortable form. As you did see, that was the BKB usage earlier, but now he's actually, well, he could pick up another item soon. He's got the component of the MKB if he would like to. So that'll be pretty big for him.
Vikings move next as Boom.
Dire's
Leading the
bottom
way.
tower is under attack.
Got wars that, but I mean, they see each other here. It seems with Jump is going to be Seb first to jump. Those straight up with the last of the Toby's in with the counterplay, comes in with the crush. Seb, everybody getting yuked off in time. Everybody hit Boom off the cliff. The cookie Boom turns over towards Seb. Seb's going to go down. The living armor from Hotel, not enough to save him. Topson's TPing out of here. They're trying to back away. Shad over to the side. He's cutting up the two of them. Boom gets the second kill. Shad's still alive, has been cursed, still has the BKB and the time lapse to rely on. They want to no teller hunting him, but the rest of Viking could sweep over to try and connect. Shad going back in. Cooch, it does mean that curse is going to last for quite some time, but so not enough to kill him. He picks up the demon edge, he gets out of there.
Big last few moments, but Topson has now arrived. It's a neutral item. Aramis is able to get, I think it was what, a fairy fire or something? Greater fairy fire it looked like. Or did he actually miss out on it? No, he got it, I think. But Topson it back into Roche Pit. Though Viking did get themselves some nice kills, they're still at a huge deficit in this game. Can't contest this.
Yeah, and then even more so once this is done with Aegis and Cheese.
Your song has fallen to the radiant.
OG. Got it good to go. Topson. Huge amounts of damage with this E-Blade MKB build. How we're seeing on Boom's MKB, he's nearly there on his own MKB, the Boom, that's Seth.
They both do. Weaver and SF are very close to having very similar timings.
That's going in. See what he can do. Hotel's in the trees already. Time to take the side. Topson going with the Thames double. No Toby with the overgrowth. They got the grab on the slide out. Toby's out of the game, but he has got buyback. No tail. Slides to the side. He's able to live. BKB pop by Shadow. Shadow starts to back away. Boom with the BKB. Trying to commit with the ult, but straight away the global silence comes in, and now Boom. He's got nothing else to protect himself. Has just got the one charge. Is Topson trying to chase this with the doubles. The Spark Race getting laid down. Boom and Cellar, they've got to duke this out. The focus going to be paired over the way towards the Chen, but Boom, he's dodging the Spark Race. Toby comes in with a crush. He's got the catch on to Seb. The bubble's going to be laid down. Kisses are flying over, pushing OG back, but Topson's still able to get onto Toby. The cookie gets Toby back towards the fountain, and Toby will survive. He's able to get back just in time for the fountain regen to keep him alive, but there's two dead on Viking GG. OG's got the full squad up as they clean up the top racks, and now over towards mid they go. This tier 3 in trouble. 30 seconds without Chan, 30 seconds without Celery.
Ags on Aramis. Here he comes. Throwing after the SF.
Straight in. Oh, it's going to work. Over the snuggables. The counter play is dead, but it does allow him to kill off Topson at once. It kills Topson once, and now with the stun on the turn, they can turn. It's Saxa. Topson with his second life jump straight to the side with the blink dagger. Now focusing his fire straight onto Boom. Boom trying to get the race out, but Boom goes down. Boom's going to be back in with the buyback. Topson is chasing, jumping forward with the E-Blade blink build on his double. He gets the kill. Boom, the only man left standing as he's forced back to the fountain. It was a beautiful attempt. It was a beautiful attempt. And it just wasn't enough. Topson even killing off Boom inside of the fountain. Gad's trying to turn things. They are low. Has managed to time lapse mid one. Will go down. The E-Blade hit not there in time to stop the final right click. For the second E-Blade, it looks like Shad will die for his efforts, and with all 5 dead, no buybacks, there should be room for OG to close this one up. As GG is called, and indeed OG will take game 2. This time around with much more of a lead, but once again, you know, Viking GG, you got to give them credit where it's due. These guys, they're fighting.